and we are ready for the start. So this is the semi-final of the Remenham Challenge Cup between Imperial College London and Leander on the far side of your picture, and Princeton Training Centre and Advanced Rowing Initiative of the USA on the right of your picture, closest to the island. The crew's powering off the start. We think this is going to be a close one. Not much call or given or asked for between either crew.
No, none at all. It looked like Leander on the left-hand side, just with the sharper of the two starts. USA perhaps a little sluggish in strokes number 1 and 2. Of course, we know the fearsome power that the USA have in all of their crews, especially under new performance director from the Netherlands. He's going to instill a certain style of rowing, and at the moment it does look like Leander 2 or 3 seats advantage as they come out of the shadows of Temple Island.
Yeah, Jose Verdonschot, the Dutchman who took the Netherlands to 2 gold medals in lightweight women's double sculls, is now working in America. But this American crew, coached by Laurel Korholtz, she's been in for a long time in the shadow of Tom Tahar. She says, even I was talking to her just before the race today, and she said, look, you know, this is basically Tom's crew, like he's coached them. He's gone to work at, I think, Columbia University. But Laurel has now got this crew, and she's got to make something of it. Great early start by the British, Tom.
Yeah, they are absolutely flying. Of course, the Brits on the far side, like you say, Martin, they are a relatively new crew. I don't think they've actually raced in this unit before. So this will be a bedding in process. This is all part of the audition, right, as we move in towards the 3rd World Cup in Lucerne next weekend and the World Championships in September. This crew are going to want to stake a claim for a seat in the 8.
I was disappointed to see Britain haven't entered an 8 for Lucerne. So they're racing the pair of Emily Ford and Esme Booth. Emily Ford, brother of Tom Ford, of course, stroked the British 8 to a victory in the grand semi-final. So they're the pair. Well, they won in Belgrade, and they're going to the Rothsay. And then Heidi Long, Ryan McKellar, Rebecca Shorten and Samantha Redgrave are in the 4 for Lucerne. And I don't know why they're not doing an 8.
Well, I don't pretend to know the selection criteria for the GB women's team, but you've got to wonder, Martin, why have they voted an 8 in the Remenham? Is this a test? Is this an audition? Have they already decided that, okay, we're going to go with the 8 at Henley, we're going to go with the 4 and the pair at Lucerne, and we're going to see which crew we think gels the best, which crew we think moves the best? And we were saying yesterday on the commentary that this is a great opportunity for Cox, Morgan, Bain and Williams, who's going to be driving her crew down. She's in the hot seat, she's in the driving seat, and she's going to want to make sure she puts her best foot forward, and she is a key component of this crew because it may help to sway the selectors.
So Princeton Training Centre and Advanced Rowing Initiative USA coming slightly back into it. Britain had that early lead. They are on the right of your picture. The American women are on the left of your picture. Jessica Tones, Kelsey Bielik, sister of Erin, who rode in the Oxford boat race this year, Alison Baker, Regina Salmons, of course, she's a 3-time under-23 gold medalist, Christy Wagner. And then in the 5 seat, you've got Buck, who is out of that 8 that raced in Tokyo, finished in 4th place. And Maddie Wanamaker in the 7 seat, such experience, Claire Collins at stroke. All the way down this American 8, you've got quality, Coral Caiston in the Cox's seat.
Yeah, 6 2021 Olympians. No shortage of experience or nous in the crew from the US. But it looks to me, Martin, it's a bit of a deceptive angle. And a great shot, by the way, of the Henley Reach. And it gives you a sense of sort of actually a deceptive sense of how wide the course is. It doesn't feel that wide when you're on it. But Leander and Imperial College still look like, to me, their bow is moving ahead and moving slightly more smoothly than the crew on the left-hand side from the USA.
I think that's a brave call, Tom, and yeah, I was going to say the Americans are coming back into it. They are a length down on that picture, so that was a good call, Tom. Congratulations, mate. We love that. I think the Americans have been in there, they've hung in there, they've still got contact. I think with these British women, you know, they've really warmed to Andrew Randell. I think, you know, his new training methods, I think they're doing the UT2 work at a higher intensity. America coming back up. So this is where that intensity work, there's a move from the Americans just as we speak, coming past Upper Thames. Very impressive move. They've taken about 4 or 5 metres off the British, and if that momentum continues, they will have their bows in front of the finish line.
Well, look, it seems to me there's something in the water around this part of the course. a lot of crews on that outside station are just making that move at that time, and they're managing to just claw back any sort of deficit. Of course, like we said, Martin, staying in touch on the Henley course in the one-on-one format is absolutely critical if you want to have any chance of overhauling your opposition in the final sort of 600 metres. But Leander and Imperial had the better of the two starts. They probably had not the best middle third. The final third now, though, is what really counts if they want to take the scalp of the United States of America.
Well, this will be a tremendous feather in the cap for the new US rowing system. Everything was thrown out after Tokyo. New performance director, new coaches, new selection system. And the Americans on the left of your picture, well, they're still down on the British, so the British have checked their move, but the Americans will look to surge. There's still a lot of racing. I look out the commentary box, there's about 450, 500 metres to go in this race. The American move have been checked by the British, and that's the experience of Rowan McKellar and Rebecca Shorten, both from the fourth place Coxless 4 in Tokyo in the middle of the British boat, just keeping calm heads. That's what you want at this stage of the race, Tom.
100%. When you've got a crew coming back at you, you don't want to panic. You don't want to feel like you're under that pressure. You just want to be smooth, relaxed. You can see them coming towards you, so you're able to just move away. You're able to respond, and you're right. The Brits have just checked that move, and you can see the intensity. The rate just ticked up ever so slightly. And I think looking there, the British still in control of this one.
So I think James Harris is coaching this boat. Obviously, Andrew Randell, the Australian, sets the programme for the Brits, and you can see what impact it's having. This will be a great win for British women's rowing. It'll be a great win for American women's rowing if they can get through the Brits. And they are charging the crew on the left from the USA, the crew on the right from Great Britain. It's pretty close coming up to the finish.
Yeah, very, very close. You can just see them coming up. I'm just looking out of our commentary position. The volume is going up on the bank, but Leander and Imperial just moving away there. I think the Americans running out of steam in front of stewards. Leander and Imperial, a sensational row from those girls to check that momentum, to ensure that they moved away from the Americans. Crews coming together. I think this is going to be GB, Martin.
As we come to the finish line, there's about 5 strokes left. The British women are having their bows just ahead, maybe one leg ahead of the Americans. It is the women from Imperial and Leander Club who take the victory in this semi-final of the Remenham Challenge Cup from the Princeton Training Centre and Advanced Rowing Institute, USA.
Superb that from Leander and Imperial. They made sure they hadn't spent all of their beans in the opening sort of salvo. They got out fast, they got out hard, they sat on the Americans, and when the Americans started to come back at them, the girls from the Princeton Training Centre and Advanced Rowing Initiative, they were just able to respond really maturely. And credit there to Cox, Morgan, Bain and Williams in shot on the left-hand side, clearly making all the right calls at the right times and able to negotiate the most successful and fastest route down the course.